events transcend the boundaries of sport to become athletic spectacles. For one brief moment, fight fans from around the world will focus their attention on two men in the public spotlight. There was always a migration of the glitter and glamour of beautiful people taking their $600 ringside seats, because this tiny electric desert strip becomes the place to be. This is the Super Bowl, the World Series, the championship game of boxing. Las Vegas, Nevada, now the home of boxing's big event, HBO Sports presents World Championship Boxing. The undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, defends his title against WBA junior middleweight champion, Roberto Duran.
Well, it may be a cliche, the music is rocky, and really, Ray, that has been the story of this man, Roberto Duran, out of the locker room on his way to the ring.
Well, Duran is really pumped up. In fact, when I saw him in Palm Springs, he looked very, very intense, and I think he's ready for this fight, Barry.
I came in today at 156.5 pounds, and people are saying that he's been under 164 pounds for the past 6 weeks. So that in itself, something very unusual since the fight with Ray Leonard in Montreal.
Well, that tells you something, that self-discipline is with Roberto Duran. Once again, he's a reborn fighter. He wants to be Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
There is no question but that the man is fit. But a lot of people here are looking back on another fight that took place here between Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes. And everybody was saying the same thing about Muhammad Ali. He looks very fit.
Well, this is going to be a very pressured fight, along with the fact both guys will try to knock each other out.
His style has been described as back alley baroque. But in fact, Roberto Duran has really belied the impression that he is a heavy, a street fighter. He has been very, very loose, smiling, joking with the press. And of course, he's got very much of the Spanish-speaking press here, and they all are very vociferously on his side.
Duran's a very technical fighter, and he must be at his best to beat Hagler, who is ambidextrous and very strong.
How much does it mean to a fighter to be as relaxed as Roberto Duran has been coming into this fight?
Well, composure is everything, Barry. You must keep your cool. You cannot get frustrated, and everything must count.
There are the numbers on Roberto Duran. He has lost 4 fights, but in his last 5, remember, he is 3-2. He also only has 2 knockouts in his last 10 fights, so that's something that must be considered tonight.
Those 2 losses were, of course, to Ray Leonard and to Wilfred Benitez, 2 of the best fighters in the world. And the reason that he hasn't had many knockouts is because he's moved up in weight. Since he moved up into the welterweight division and then beyond, he hasn't shown the same sort of power as he had as a lightweight.
And yet he says that he will knock the man out today. Now, is that just self-confidence, or is it possible?
It's self-confidence, and of course you don't have to have one great punch to knock out a man, and if you hit him often enough, anybody will be knocked out.
Larry, let me ask you the same question I asked Ray a little bit ago. People are saying that Duran has been in there against the top caliber fighters, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler has not been.
He's fought the best middleweights of his time, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He hasn't lost to any of them in 7.5 years. I think that speaks for itself.
You can hear this crowd very much, apparently, in the corner of Roberto Duran, the chant, Duran, 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 and here is the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, walking behind Pat Petronelli. You see just going by on the right side of your screen, his handlers bringing him on into the ring. That's about all you have to know about Marvin Hagler's 7 title defenses, all by knockout. He would love the record held by another middleweight champion who is here tonight, Carlos Monzon, with 14 title defenses. Stars and Stripes forever. Far cry, Larry, from Rocky. So the excitement and the anticipation coming to a fever pitch right at the moment here. Sellout crowd here at Caesars Palace on what has turned out to be a warmer night than was expected. They were talking about temperatures in the 40s, and it has been considerably warmer than that tonight.
You know, walking out from the dressing room is the longest walk. It's the anticipation. You're edgy. Your stomach feel like he has cramps, and it's a tough time.
Knowing Marvin Hagler as I do, I would suspect that he is just anxious to get all of this nonsense over with and throw the first punch of the fight. He was saying he's not real happy being here in Las Vegas. He doesn't find it to be his type of place. Marvin Hagler, even though he's from the big city, from Newark, New Jersey, by way of Brockton, Massachusetts, still is sort of a small-town guy at heart. Really loves it up in Provincetown, Massachusetts. They love him up there. Here he is 3,000 miles away amongst the neon and the glitter, stepping into the ring for his 8th title defense and his first big payday. A mixed reaction to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. There are the numbers on Marvin Hagler: 57 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 48 knockouts. But most importantly, he has not lost a fight since 1976, when he lost to Willie the Worm Monroe. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape and just how these two fighters size up. They are reasonably comparable. Hagler, 3 years the junior of Roberto Duran. Hagler with a 2-inch advantage in height. The weight only mildly surprising in that this is the lightest that Marvelous Marvin Hagler has come in since he fought Mustafa Hamsho in Chicago. But he wants the speed, he said, a reach, very big advantage to the champion. And now let's go up to the ring announcer, Chuck Hall, for the introduction of the two fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for this main event of the evening. The judges are Ovi Obasin, Guy Justris, and Yoshika Yoshida. The timekeeper is Eddie O'Toole. Counting at the knockdowns, Charlie Roth. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo and Flip Pomansky, and the referee is Stanley Christodoulou. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 15 rounds of boxing for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. Introducing, in the blue corner, the challenger, the current WBA junior middleweight champion of the world, fighting out of Panama City, Panama, weighing in at 156½ pounds, with a professional record of 76 wins, 4 defeats, with 57 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, a 3-time world champion, in quest of his 4th crown, introducing a man with the hands of stone, Roberto Duran. And in the red corner, fighting out of Brockton, Massachusetts, weighing in at 157½ pounds. He has a professional record of 57 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws, with 48 knockouts. He is the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, introducing Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Referee for tonight's fight is Stanley Christodoulou. You get a look at him, and there was quite an issue about all of that too, Larry Merchant.
Well, we have such an international panel of of officials, and because this is an international fight and everybody moving for an edge, there was an official from Montreal, one of the judges tonight, that Hagler's people objected to because he had allowed in some other fight a champion to bully and rough up an opponent, and of course Duran has been known to do that. This man, however, is considered one of the best referees in the world, and you may recall that he refereed the first and the great fight between Eric Pryor and Alexis Arguello.
It is Marvin Hagler's choice not to shake hands. He never does that in a championship fight. He says, I'll shake hands after the fight, but not before.
Be prepared for a flash knockdown.
First round. Listen to this crowd. The crowd is absolutely electric. Duran on the left, Hagler on the right. Hagler the champion. Duran wants a piece of it.
Whichever fighter is able to land the first telling blow, then you'll see a lot of action pick up.
Both fighters very loose here in the first round. Both very worn.
punch I've watched Duran throw, and he's been working on it, is that overhand straight right. You notice he'll try to measure his man. He'll throw a left jab out, and he try to set him up.
Duran fighting at long range. Hagler a right-hand lead. Duran has said that you might see a different Roberto Duran than the one you're used to seeing. Combination by Duran draws a brief warning by Stanley Christodoulou for low blows. Hagler a left hand to the head.
There is no perspiration on either fighter, which means they're a little cold now. So here we have a feeling out process. Duran trying to measure Hagler. He's keeping that left jab coming out slowly and trying to get closer for the overhand right.
Temperatures here in Las Vegas were reportedly going to get down as low as the 40s, but under the lights here, actually it is pretty toasty, I would say, without being a meteorologist. They're probably in the 60s in the ring, maybe even the 70s.
You notice what happened there? Inside, Duran tied up Hagler because Hagler's very good inside. They claim that Hagler's not a very effective fighter inside. Hagler throws very short punches, especially the uppercuts. And the key for Duran is once they're inside, to tie Hagler up, get his punches off, back off, and doing what he's doing now.
No damage here in the first round, largely a feeling out process by both men. Duran forcing the fight, gets in with a good right hand. Still largely a feeling out process going on here in round one, inside of 30 seconds remaining. Combination by Hagler, backs Duran up, no damage. At the end of this round, we're going to go into first Marvin Hagler's corner and then into Roberto Duran's corner. Something new here on HBO. We will have an interpreter at the moment giving you the translation of just what's going on in the Spanish-speaking Roberto Duran's corner.
Let's listen in to Marvin Hagler's corner.
All right? Come on. You got it. All right, that's a feeling all right. See what he's doing. All right. He's jabbing, he's getting on your left hand. As soon as your jab hits, he's trying to throw that straight right hand, okay? So when you throw that jab, when he bends over, come up with that uppercut. Like you've been doing. You lean over that side every time. Yeah. Otherwise, box like you've been boxing. Catch him coming in and stay with your speed. Look at that.
You may have heard that Hagler complained that he was trying to be thumbed. But Duran was trying to thumb him.
You have to keep on going the same way you're doing. You're doing fine. Keep on going the same way. You're doing great.
This is the second round. You know, the battle of the corner is very important, and all of the critics here have said unanimously that the corner edge goes to Marvin Hagler. Roberto Duran used to have Freddie Brown, used to have Ray Arcel, 154 years of experience. They're both gone. There is a lot of inexperience in Roberto Duran's corner.
Hagler just drew a left hand to Duran's body. And see, the power and solid weight that Hagler is carrying could be a factor here.
Duran did get a left hand in. And Hagler comes back with a combination. Neither man has been hurt. We're in the second round. Hagler going underneath with the left hand. That's exactly what his corner was saying to do. Hagler right at the moment fighting southpaw. He will go to the right hand occasionally, of course. And Christodoulou talks to him for a moment about elbowing.
You notice that Hagler's staying the southpaw style. And normally he doesn't change until he gets his opponent in trouble. Then he starts to switch up.
Going to hear the crowd react quite a lot. Duran holding Hagler. And the crowd will react to some punches where there really is no damage. This crowd is really alive.
Hagler's still a little tight, Barry. His punches are not as fluid as they normally would be.
Hagler missing a few jabs. Came in with the left hand to the side of the head. No damage there. That was on the gloves. Yeah, you're right, Ray. Marvin is missing a lot more punches than I've seen him miss, and it may just be that Duran is making him miss. There was a right hand that did get in.
See, Duran is a very elusive fighter. And it's very difficult to hit him because he's never a stationary target. He moves the head and he always maintained good balance.
That was also on the gloves.
Duran is making it difficult for Hagler to land a good straight punch. What Hagler needs to do is get throw some uppercuts because the straight punch is going to miss every time.
Duran did get in there with one left hand, but a lot of those punches are going on the gloves. That was a good right hand. And the right hand to the body.
Now watch for the left hooks by Duran.
Very good round for Roberto Duran.
Sí mismo, compa, no te precipites, hoy tenés que apurarte el pie. No lo apure, el pie de atrás tiene que mantenerte ahí para cuando él ataca, que a él le gusta atacar.
Keep on going the same way. Don't take it too fast. Keep on going slowly. You're doing very well, and you don't have to hurry it up. Just keep doing it the same at the same pace.
You got him now. You got him this way. That nice rhythm. Pull those combinations now, right? All right. Move that head once in a while. Just mix them up. Just like going in the motions.
Hagler is being deliberate and methodical, as is his custom in the early rounds.
This is the third round. We talked about inexperience in Duran's corner. Luis Spada, who is now with him, certainly not inexperienced in the sense of having been there before, but inexperienced in the sense of being in a fight of this caliber with a man of this caliber. He has had a couple of champions in lighter divisions. When everybody else quit on Roberto Duran, Luis Spada was there. He said, if you need me anytime to carry your bucket, I would do it without pay. Duran called him back and said, you don't have to carry the bucket. Right hand by Duran. Wild left hand by Hagler, and Duran counter-punching very well.
What Hagler can't do, he can't let Duran go at his own pace. Hagler must do his own thing. He shouldn't wait on Duran.
That was another lunging left hand by Hagler, and Duran is getting Hagler to fight his fight.
Hagler's very sluggish to me. Maybe because of the weight that he came in at.
Came in lighter than any other time, with the exception of the Mustafa Hamsho fight, in which he weighed the same as he does here. Hagler digging the right to the body that time effectively. Very much of an up-tempo fight, even though neither man has been hurt. Both fighters very active. There was a good right hand by Hagler on the way in, but Duran tied him up immediately.
And the reason Hagler was able to land because he switched up. Back to orthodox.
Hagler can do that. Sometimes in the middle of a combination, he can go from left to right. A little bit short with that winging right hand. And Duran right on the button. That was on the gloves. Hagler got the better of that exchange. Duran missed with the right hand, but did not miss with those two. And Hagler, a lunging right hand, misses. At the moment, this is much ado about nothing.
Inside, Duran is staying close to Hagler's chest also, which makes it difficult for a man to really throw his punches.
Hagler misses the left hand again. Hagler missing a lot of punches in this fight. That right hand got in. End of the third round.
Hagler found out in that round how difficult it really is to hit Roberto Duran.
Don't try and knock him out every punch. That's not the name of the game. He's setting back on you, see?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. I'm trying not to fall in the trap.
Yeah, don't fall in the trap. Relax. A little bit tight. Trying to knock him over every punch. Don't do that. It's not necessary.
I was trying to get it off.
Yeah, go with the speed.
Let's take a look at this exchange as they're in close. Hagler, I thought, had the better of it inside, landing some heavier stuff. But I think he's been a little frustrated and trying to land big punches. Here's another look at it. Another factor in this round is that we sense that Duran feels that he's not outgunned. He's not afraid of Hagler.
That's not the name of the game, right?
What Goody Petronelli, and I'm sure you heard, said to Marvin Hagler is don't try to knock him out with every punch. That's not the name of the game. He said it at the beginning and he said it at the end. Hagler scoring more effectively there. That was a good left hand to the body, and there's a good right hand by Duran. Interesting thing here, Ray, is that neither man has really been able to take complete control so far.
That's true, because now you're talking about the quality of fighters that's in the ring today. In fact, now they're starting to loosen up. They're not as tight as they were in the early rounds.
Duran being a very patient fighter. That was over the top of Hagler's head.
Hagler he should be using that jab a lot more. Keeping Duran at bay.
That was a good right hand by Duran. That one was over the top of the head. But the crowd reacts every time Duran scores. There's a right hand right on the forehead of Roberto Duran.
But you see how effective the jabs are of Hagler. Very stiff.
Neither man is marked. It's the fourth round.
Once again, Duran is still trying to measure Hagler with that right foot or right hand. He's not wasting any energy. There's the right hand
by Duran. Duran has Hagler kind of lunging with some of his punches here.
What Duran's doing is he's giving a lot of head feints.
Good counter punch by Duran. It was a right hand by Duran. Both men look very strong here. Neither has been hurt, neither is marked. We're in the fourth round.
Another factor is whether or not Duran can keep this pace at this weight.
Crowd comes alive once more with a chant, Duran, Duran. End of the fourth round. We'll go into Roberto Duran's corner and listen with the interpretation by Tito Alba.
You are a better man. Keep showing that you are a better man than he is, and take it easy. Use your head. Exactly the way you are doing it. His jab is very strong. Take it easy. Don't get excited. You are a better man. You're going to win soon. You're showing everybody. Keep on punching. Keep on punching. Keep on punching. Dr. Cordova says that he is cut in the left side of his forehead.
Roberto Duran certainly doesn't look like a 3-1 underdog at this point. He's not the favorite either, but he's making a fight of it, obviously.
Interesting that his corner is almost more like a pep talk than it is a strategy session. This the 5th round. Jab of Hagler has been effective. Counter-punching of Duran has been effective. Neither man with a clear-cut edge.
Another thing Duran is trying to do, it seems to me, he's trying to frustrate Hagler.
That time it was Hagler with a counter punch, comes back with a right hand behind it. That uppercut gets in by Hagler. And again a right hand counter punch by Duran. That was a good right hand by Duran, backs Hagler off.
Switch back to orthodox.
Right hand by Duran. Hagler, it should be pointed out, has not been down either as a professional or an amateur.
Well, Hagler's missed a lot of shots, and now he's starting to land.
Both men landing heavily here.
Now Duran's starting to throw left hooks.
This is really a thinking man's fight so far. Good right hand to the body by Duran. Good solid punches.
You know what may be the case, Barry, is the psychological warfare that started, maybe has affected Marvin Hagler.
Right hand to the body and a left to the head by Hagler that time. This fight being fought at the tempo and with the effectiveness of all the advanced billing. We talked about, will the fight be as good as the event? So far, it is usurping the event. Right hand to the body, backs Hagler off again. That one hurt at the bell.
Give me that iron thing. Trying to get my left one on. Yeah. No got it. Okay. It just seems still a little tight in there now. Yeah. He's waiting to throw that right hand at you. So he's counting for you. He's waiting to come in.
There you saw a right jab followed by a left that really wasn't effective. It landed behind Duran.
Don't try to knock him out. That's what's slowed you out.
Well, then I have to stay closer and closer now.
Well, just quick punch. That's all we're looking for. And don't be afraid to turn right hand. Yeah. Really good. He's just waiting to throw that right punch.
You'll get him, Marvin. We'll put it together.
Don't get too discussed. Just go ahead and do it.
Patience, Marvin.
This is the 6th round. Marvin Hagler's corner exhorting him to be patient. And Hagler was saying to do what they said, he's got to get inside a little bit more, and that, of course, could be dangerous.
Well, especially when you're missing.
There is a little swelling along the eye and below the eye of Marvin Hagler. It doesn't appear to be anything that will be any problem, at least in the foreseeable future.
The problem that Duran is making for Hagler, he's breaking Hagler's rhythm. Hagler's not able to start his rhythm. Duran throws him off.
And there was a left hand. Duran says, no, I'm not hurt. It did stagger him.
It caught Duran on the side of the head.
Both men scoring heavily. Duran might have had his best punch of the fight right there, a right hand that caught Hagler right on the face. A lot of heavy punches being landed here. Left-hand combination backs Duran off again. I definitely think Duran was hurt before.
Well, he's still in there, and the punches he's throwing his, those overhand, those looping right hands, which is, you know, very effective against the southpaw.
Both men still very strong. Uppercut catches Duran.
Watch the jab of Hagler. Now the uppercuts are doing damage.
Hagler not missing nearly as much now. Crowd comes alive for Hagler for the first time tonight. This clearly his best round. Good right hand. And an uppercut. Hagler really measuring Roberto Duran right at the moment, Ray.
Both appear to be arm weary.
And Duran for the first time inside, but I think it's Hagler that's making him be there.
Duran now is breathing from the mouth. I think fatigue has set in with both fighters.
Yeah, Duran has lost the snap for just a moment.
Now we'll face a different Hagler. Come to life.
Hagler scored with the left, missed with the right.
Now you see how effective Hagler is inside. Duran basically now is just using his intelligence, trying to slip and roll with the punches. Hagler basically using strength. The uppercuts are very effective.
Hagler a good left hand again. Duran toe-to-toe with him. There's no question but that some of the starch right at the moment is gone from Roberto Duran. Great round for Marvin Hagler, Larry.
Take a deep breath. You're still in control of the fight. Keep punching at the body. He's feeling your punches at the body. Notice that he opens his mouth when you punch him in the body.
All right, let's take a look at some of these exchanges. That was Hagler's best round. And I have to say, I have never seen Roberto Duran get hit as many clean shots in most fights that he has ever fought. He cannot fight very much longer and accept that kind of punishment. He thought he had the strength to match Hagler. He found out in that round that he may not.
They come out for the 7th round. Duran is a tired fighter, and all you have to do is look into the two corners to see the difference in these two men. Duran breathing heavily through the mouth, Hagler talking to his two trainers, and hardly breathing heavily at all.
I think for Duran, the mistake he can make is try to exchange, reiterate on Larry, the fact he can't stand there and take those clean shots continuously.
This is a very important round for Roberto Duran. He had control early. He lost it completely in the last round, and now he's going to have to start to take it back.
There's not the snap to Duran's punches left him, because that round, both fighters exchanged some really devastating punches. You see that Duran threw a right hand, Barry. There was nothing on it.
All arm, and you can see that toward the end of the 6th round.
tried to throw a straight punch at Duran, and he was unsuccessful. Those uppercuts and those body shots would be very effective against a fight like Roberto Duran.
Hagler fighting right-handed right at the moment, and a great left hand. Still orthodox now. And Duran continues to breathe through the mouth.
Hagler switched to right hand now.
Good right hand.
And the reason he's missed is because he's trying to load up one big punch.
Hagler has gone right-handed most of this round, actually. Two left hands. Duran stands there, drops his arms for a moment, and just sneers at Marvin Hagler. Duran holding on a little bit here, too.
Duran, I guess that was a replay of what I was able to do to Duran in New Orleans. I like to see what Hagler goes to the body a lot more. Because of the weight, the solid weight that Hagler has, I'm sure as the rounds go by, he should be still a little stronger than Duran.
You can really start to see Marvin Hagler in his own mind think he has control of this fight. And I think he's got a tired fighter on his hands right now. And maybe one that's a little bit hurt. And if he is, it would be an accumulation. Hagler glaring at Roberto Duran at the bell.
Take the pace, man. The fast pace. Good round. Good round. Take a deep breath. That was a good round. Straighten yourself a little bit.
Nice round.
Marvin, when you took the right hand, you're doing good. You turn yourself. Yeah, now he's leaning over. You throw that straight left hand, he's leaning under. Turn it into a half uppercut and half hook. Understand? That's when you catch him.
He's ducking under.
Right?
You're looking good.
He's contending boxing. He's getting. That was a good round, big round fight. Yeah. Don't go going to cool.
Make your speed now.
Vale, Cookie. Coge, ponga. No lo ponga más abajo para que no se vaya. Que me coge todo.
Vamos, Cholito, vamos, corazón. Usted tiene más corazón y más.
Okay, Roberto, now you have more heart than he does. So now go ahead now. He is tired too. Keep on trying, keep on trying.
And Duran comes out for the 8th round, and he's still, Ray, to me, looks like a tired fighter.
Well, he is, Barry. Fatigue has set in with Roberto Duran. And once again, and trying to out-muscle a larger fighter, it takes its toll on a smaller guy.
Duran's corner still very much of a cheerleading kind of corner, trying to say, you got more heart. They also said, he's tired too. Now, it's not the he's tired that's important, it's the two.
It's two, yes it is.
Again, you got a good idea how important a corner can be. Hagler's corner has been very calm, even when the fight was being taken to him by the challenger.
Duran's body is wide open, and I'm surprised that Hagler's not going to the body often. You know, it's every opportunity Duran has, he goes to the body of Hagler.
Left hand starting down and coming up, and that's exactly what Goody Petronelli said. Duran with his best punch in 3 rounds.
So little short uppercut, Barry, thrown by Marvin Hagler.
And there, Hagler digging to the body a couple of times inside.
at this stage now, Roberto Duran is playing more of a chess game. Hagler once again is missing. Both fighters, Barry, just trying to load up one punch. And it's not going to work that way.
Duran trying to work inside a little bit more than he has. Hagler bounces off the rope, sticks a jab in the face. Duran continues to breathe from the mouth at the bell.
I had the sense in that round that Hagler was beginning to flow like a river over Duran, who was giving his best, perhaps even more than most of us expected.
Go ahead. Okay, Marv, listen, use your jab more often, all right? Try not to get too much of a slugging card, even though you're beating him inside. Try not to get too much slugging card there. Use that jab, double up on the jab. He'll come at you. I like you right-handed, Marv.
Yeah,
you're real good. Stay right-handed once in a while. That'll confuse the hell out of him because all your punches are coming together.
There you saw Hagler's wonderful right jab, which he sometimes turns around and turns it into a right cross. He's a natural right-hander who fights left-handed most of the time. There you saw it again. A very, very difficult style, even for someone of Duran's experience, to fathom. It's hard to get a rhythm down when you're fighting a man who can change up and do so many things.
And they meet in the center of the ring right off the bat here in the 9th round. Hagler's corner exhorting him to jab and jab some more.
Hagler's corner, they don't want him to be inside with Duran too much because they fear of the headbutt.
That time Hagler counterpunching off a lunging right hand.
Once again, the jab, Barry. That's what Hagler needs to do. Use that right jab a lot more. He'll find himself a lot closer to Duran. He'll find that the left hand will follow the right hand. Once again, Duran using experience.
Good combination there by Hagler.
Those are shots that take their toll. Now we see Hagler.
4-punch combination.
Starting to come to life now.
And a right jab to the face. Very effective.
Now we see the uppercuts once again, thrown by Hagler. What I think another mistake that Hagler's making, he gets his punches off, but then he stops. He should stay there with Duran. Because what's Duran doing now, bro? He's getting a breather. Duran's breathing heavily from the mouth, which shows signs of fatigue.
Has been for a couple of rounds, as a matter of fact. And a good left to the body. Duran coming up with a combination of his own.
I like to see some lead-off left hands thrown by Hagler. Because Duran, he's able to figure a fight out very easily. Especially doing the same thing over and over again.
Duran just kind of waiting for Hagler to come to him at the moment. Might be trying to pace himself, still a long way to go. Lunging right hand, Hagler back with an uppercut and 2 jabs. All of those punches got in.
You see what I'm telling you? You're back in control because you're doing it very slowly. very slowly. That is the way you should do it. Keep hitting by the ribs.
Let's take a look at some of the action here. I think Marvin Hagler might disagree, and so might you, about who has control of this fight at this moment. I have Hagler well in front, 6 rounds to 2 and 1 even. But Duran is still in there and is still trying. He has an ice bag now in his trunks. Obviously, the people in Duran's corner feel that he is tired.
How you doing now? Don't think about it.
You know, Larry, I hearken back to another fight we did with Roberto Duran against Benitez, in which we had Benitez comfortably in front, and it wound up being a split decision. And we have already seen a couple of decisions that the folks at this table would have thought of as questionable in earlier fights tonight.
It appears to me that Hagler wants to make Duran work. I think he feels that Duran is getting tired, his punches are not that effective, and wants to make him work harder to weaken him.
Hagler is missing a lot less frequently than he was in the early rounds. He really seems to have Duran measured at the moment.
Well, now Hagler has started to measure Duran, and his punches are becoming a lot more accurate and cleaner. They're starting to land.
And Duran gets in with a right hand right on the nose, and a left hand on the nose. Hagler effective right at the moment inside.
Duran's waiting for a right hand. There he just threw it. And what he's doing, Barry, he's really trying to smother Hagler punches. Get closer, and then the referee won with a low blow. Get closer, and try to work the body to come up to the head with the right hand.
Hagler fighting this round very flat-footed. He's been up on the balls of his feet quite a lot. And a combination by Duran. And right now, Hagler looks as though he's had a little of the starch go out of him, too.
Well, you notice what Duran's doing. Duran's going to the body. And both fighters are breathing heavily from the mouth. And like I said, bro, I think this fight is going to be who wants it the most.
A good right hand by Duran, but he takes one in return to the stomach. And there's a good left hand by Hagler.
Good. He's trying to put him together.
He's trying to time that right. Throw some uppercuts inside. He's trying to time that when you come in and throw that straight right hand at you, see? Keep switching right hand. You feel comfortable right handed, don't you? Try it,
You are winning by decision. Keep punching. You got him. You are a better boxer. Keep it up. You are winning by decision. You are a better boxer.
And somewhere, somehow, he dug something out of that deep reservoir of spirit that has made him such a great fighter over the last decade and more.
I think whenever you match up two great champions, and both of them exchanged some pretty good blows on each other's chin, and they've withstood it rather. And in fact, this fight, the outcome will be a matter of who has the most heart and determination. And the crowd's getting a little restless because both fighters are trying to get a breather.
And Duran keeping Hagler off of him with a jab. Right-handed for the moment. And came with a right-hand lead. That's a look he hasn't shown Duran before. And still fighting right-handed. He's been effective from the right side. Now back to the left hand.
Not too much is really happening now.
Now this seems to be a round where both men are pacing themselves.
Barry, I'm still waiting for the lead-off left hand from Marvin Hagler. A lot of times he has the opportunity because he moves closer to Duran, but he hesitates. He doesn't throw it.
A little damage done inside.
Step back. Step back. Okay, step back.
Idea why Hagler went into a dance routine in that round unless he needed a blow. It would seem to me that everything he was doing was so right, and I have no idea why he would change it.
You don't have to knock him out to win the fight. You can win in 15 because you are a better boxer. Keep it up the same way. He is tired. Keep it up.
Bust this bitch up.
That round was a little bit too much movement that round. Close right. All right, man. Okay. Put them together. This guy ain't got it. You just stay. Just goes right-handed every now and then.
Roberto Duran has at least one victory tonight, if not the ultimate decision. No challenger has gone this far in a championship fight against marvelous Marvin Hagler. Hagler, of course, went that far against Antifermo in the first fight, but Antifermo was a champion.
See what happens every time that Hagler tries to reach, telegraph his punches, Duran comes back with something.
This tempo is picked up here in this 12th round.
Now Hagler should stay close now, Barry, because I believe those body shots are really hurting Roberto Duran.
Duran's corner, you heard, talk about the fact that their man could win it in 15 rounds by decision. I'm not so sure about that, Ray.
There's a little puffiness around Hagler's left eye. And normally Roberto Duran, when he sees a handicap, he works on it. This becomes a target. You notice now Duran's starting to throw more right hands to that left eye. And if that left eye should close, we may see another replay, or a replay of Davey Moore.
Yeah, that puffiness had gotten no worse for about 8 rounds. Saw it the first time in the second round, but now it is definitely a factor. And Duran trying to work on it.
Duran is tired, but he has so much ring savvy and intelligence. And Hagler's tired also.
I think both men are. Duran getting inside.
Watch the right hand of Roberto Duran. Go straight for the eye. There it is. Now the eye starting to close now.
And that, of course, makes the man very vulnerable to the right hand, right on the button. And Hagler was hurt by that punch. Very effective round for the challenger. Hagler backs Duran off with the left hand, comes right after him, takes the right hand, takes another. Hagler a right, a left behind that. Blood now coming from the eye. It will definitely bother Marvin Hagler, who comes back with a combination. Puffiness underneath, bleeding from above. And a great round, actually, for both men.
All right, listen. Okay, listen. Don't listen. Come on, pick it up a little bit. Try it close. Marvin, don't get him slugging punch. Just beat him to the punch. Double up the jab. Quick punches. That's all I want you to do. Move him. Get the fuck out of there. You're fighting his fight, you little shit. Understand?
A lot of action in that round. Let's look at a piece of it. There's a right that landed a little high on Hagler's dome. That was one of the better rounds of the fight. Although Duran fought very bravely and well in that round, I thought he kept looking more and more tired. The sight of the blood on Hagler may awaken him.
Hagler's corner telling him don't get in a slugging contest. The cut on Hagler's eye is above the eyelid, actually in the fold of the eyelid. It does not appear to be serious. The puffiness, much more of a factor than the cut.
Duran is just buying his time. He's just waiting for another opportunity to throw the right hand for the Hagler's left eye.
As Ray Leonard said, Duran looking to put the right hand on the eye of Marvin Hagler.
And that's all Duran is really waiting for, Barry. He just throws the left jab out, nothing's really serious, and comes with the right hand.
Crowd is really into this fight. Got two in, took one. Puts a right hand to the face of Duran. Been a tough, gritty fight from the opening bell. That was a good right hand by Duran that backed Hagler off. That one was not particularly effective, but the second one was.
The right hand of Duran is starting to do more damage to Hagler's eye.
And a couple of right hands that time by Duran. No more blood, but very definite puffiness under the eye of Hagler.
You are winning the fight. You are the 4th champion of the world. Keep it up. Don't get too excited. Easy, slow. You are the 4th champion of the world. Keep it up. He is done. He is done. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up with the right. Keep it up with the right. They're taking care of his eye. Keep on the eye. Keep punching on the eye. Use your head. Use your head. You're a better boxer.
No, there's pitch all over the place now. Right, Marvin? Too much at stake here, stuff. Get him. You'll do it, Marvin. All right? Shake the fucking around. Do it, baby.
Marvin Hagler feels he has to win these next 2 rounds. I have him well ahead in the fight.
Hagler comes out in a hurry. Duran's corner seemingly think that he hasn't won. Should it go the full 15? Combinations all scoring. Duran stands there and mocks him. Hagler right back on top of it.
So Duran is just using his head now.
That was a good right hand by Roberto Duran. Right now, actually, Duran has Hagler fighting his fight.
But what Hagler's actually doing, he's throwing a lot of little punches inside. Not much damage. You know, his Duran punches are far more effective. He's putting more of his body behind his punches. Whereas Hagler is basically trying to accumulate a lot of points.
Duran sticks the right hand in. Duran getting off a little bit quicker than Hagler, too. Duran has Hagler a little frustrated.
Watch for the right hand.
Duran playing games, but the psychological game is a big one.
Duran now is being a counterpuncher. He ties his Hagler up inside, gets back, and throws his own series of punches. That left eye is really bad now on Marvin Hagler.
And now there's blood alongside the eye of Roberto Duran.
It may be blood from Hagler's eye.
That's possible. We'll try to see. It's on the side of Duran's face, but I think it could be, you're right, from the left eye of Marvin Hagler. And I believe it is. Now blood flowing rather freely from alongside the eye, and I think that's a different cut than the first one.
And now you'll see, I believe Duran's going to turn his right hand to a right hook.
This is turning into a brawl here. And the brawl is Roberto Duran's fight.
Come on, quick, come on. That's a big round play. Big round play. Okay, that's the last round coming up just like that, Marvin. Need every goddamn round. Need every round. Every round.
Keep hitting at the cut. You're going to win in this last round. Keep hitting at the cut. Remember, this is the last round. Take it easy. Look how you got him.
Last round, don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about the cut or nothing, understand?
That's right.
Okay, now big round this one. That's all. All the rope.
Yep, all right.
You are the best in the world. Keep it up. It's only 3 more minutes.
I think Roberto Duran's corner said it for all of us. There are 3 minutes left. Hagler's corner said, don't worry about the cut, just get out there.
Well, if anything is going to happen, it's going to happen this round, Barry.
A lot of people here paid $600 to sit ringside, and I'll tell you, that's about $1 a punch.
Duran should just stand there and wait for Hagler to punch. But what he's doing now is trying to block those shots, but instead he's giving Hagler an opportunity to get his punches off.
Hagler scores with a good left hand, but
Duran buckled.
in front of him, his knees went for a moment. Ties Hagler up after a right hand did get in. Duran content to counterpunch in this final round.
It's been a very technical fight on Duran's part.
Yeah, both men have fought a very smart fight, actually. Scores with a combination. This one very likely is going to be in the hands of the judges. Coming down toward the 1 minute mark. Duran's in trouble. Hagler's on top of him. Duran backs off. Hagler swarming after him, trying to put him away. Duran's legs are a little bit wobbly.
Those body shots now
really starting to take their toll. 45 seconds remaining in the fight. Duran just pawing at Hagler. Duran giving it what seems to be his last effort here. Hagler comes right back on him. This one will be in the hands of the judges. The bell can save a fighter in the 15th round. If you want an editorial on this fight, let the crowd give it to you. Roberto Duran, it is obvious, seems to think he has the fight won. There have been some questionable decisions, as we mentioned, here in Las Vegas, not only tonight, but historically. And now it will be decided by an international panel. They always say, Ray, that you have to take the fight to the champion. And I do think it's safe to say that Duran did take the fight to Marvin Hagler, at least early and late.
I was very impressed with Roberto Duran. Also impressed with the determination of Marvin Hagler.
And let's now go to the ring announcer for the official decision.
Here is the decision of the judges. Judge Guy Jutras scores 144-142. Judge Yasaka Yoshida scores 146-145. Judge Obi Orbison scores 144, 143 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Well, there is the decision. I can't say it comes as a great surprise. It was very close. Two judges having it with just 1 point separating the two men. And it did seem to be a fight that was just about that close.
Well, I think the last round was a determining factor, and for a very close fight in a championship match, it boils down to the last round. And Hagler came on very strong.
Okay, right now let's go up to Larry Merchant, who is with the winner and still the champion, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Larry?
You started to flow over him in the middle of the rounds, and then all of a sudden, mysteriously, in the 11th round, you started to dance around and take the round off. What was that?
That's because our strategy was to try to suck him in. He was using my strategy on me, trying to suck me and hit me with the right hand. So I found out that he wasn't going with that, and I found out that I was more effective going in right-handed, so then I went back at him the same way.
Did you know you had to win the last 2 rounds to win the fight?
Definitely. I felt as though I was very leery out here in Las Vegas, especially by WBA and WBC, so close to that Panama thing and whatever. And plus behind what had happened to me here behind the title with Antifermo.
Thank you so much, Marvin Hagler. Congratulations again.
I want to thank everybody who helped me to achieve this day in my career. This is a very happy moment for me, and I want to thank my wife and my kids and everybody. And next time you'll see a better Marvin Hagler.
Is Roberto Duran the best fighter you've ever fought?
Well, he was very experienced, and that's what I found out. But I think I picked up that experience now from him. So
thanks again, Marvin.
Well, Ray Leonard, let me ask you your impressions of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Coming into the fight, they say he hasn't really fought anybody very tough. Well, he fought somebody tough tonight.
Well, I think Hagler's display tonight, it only made me believe, it made the public believe that this guy's really a great champion, a great fighter. He was in the ring with a great champion, a great fighter. Styles make fights, Barry, and the fact that Roberto Duran had those ingredients that made it difficult for Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
All right, Roberto Duran definitely distinguished himself as a challenger tonight. He will be heard from again. I feel quite certain about that. And right now, he's in the ring with Larry Merchant.
Roberto, what was your plan for this fight?
¿Cuál era tu plan para esta pelea?
Era como salir a la pelea. Yo sabía que yo me lo podía ganar, pero en el quinto asalto me golpeé la mano y me la lastimé, y por eso no pude seguir avanzando con la derecha.
I knew I could beat him, but in the 5th round I did hurt my hand, so I couldn't follow through with my right hand.
When you cut his eye late in the fight, it seemed that you were being deliberate in trying to get to it, and he was landing a lot of punches while you were trying to punch his eye.
Cuando le cortaste el ojo, dice que parece que estuviste siguiendo el plan de seguir en el ojo, de seguir en el ojo.
Correctamente, así es.
That's what he tried to do.
Es que él era zurdo, me confundió nada más porque era zurdo.
I got a little confused. He's a southpaw, I got a little confused.
Pero no me pudo no knock him on me.
But he could knock me out.
Do you feel that you've shown the great heart of the champion that everybody knew before by fighting him as well as you did?
Que si piensas que tú has demostrado que tienes un gran corazón de peleador.
Si no lo he demostrado, yo creo que el público ya lo sabe.
If I haven't shown it, the public knows that I did show it.
Tell us what he thinks of Marvin Hagler.
Tu opinión de Marvin Hagler.
Que él no es nadie, él es un campeón nada más. Eso no me puede hacer nada.
He's just a champion. He can't do very much to me.
That's all. Nada más que me debilitó un poco en el séptimo asalto.
I did get a little weak in the 7th round.
Thank you very much, Roberto.
Me debilitó un poco en el séptimo asalto.
I did get a little weak in the 7th round.
Thank you very much, Roberto.
Roberto Duran has never given an opponent credit, so merely by him admitting that Marvelous Marvin Hagler is a champion, it's practically a rave review. Hagler is back with us again in Boston. Marvin, why couldn't you knock out Roberto Duran?
Well, first of all, I think Roberto Duran fought a very defensive fight. Again, like I said, when a guy fights very defensive, it's kind of hard to hit him with a solid blow. His intention is not to try to win the fight, but merely to try to hang in there.
You've said in the past that you wanted to meet a great opponent to bring out the best in you. Did Roberto Duran bring out the best in you?
Yeah, I feel as though that I learned something in that fight. I'm quite sure that it did bring out the best in me, but in the later rounds, I showed the public out there that I could do 15 rounds. I was very impressed, even with my performance on how strong and how fast I finished in the 14th to 15th round.
Okay, Marvin, let's go back to some of the earlier rounds and run over again with us. First, round 3.
Okay, I feel right here in round 3 that I was finally getting things together. I'm even beating him in the inside of his own game. And I feel as though I did better when I switched over right-handed. Now I realize that I can't have this guy come to me. I got to go to him, and that's basically what I did. I felt as though I shook him up in this round here, too. And when you ever see Duran starts to hold on, that's not Duran's style.
You're a little bit tight out there. Don't try and knock him out every punch. That's not the name of the game. He's sitting back on you, see?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. I'm trying not to fall in the trap.
Don't fall in the trap.
That's basically what Duran wanted me to do, was to lean forward and try to hit me with the uppercut. That's basically what Duran wanted me to do, was to lean forward and try to hit me with the uppercut and the hook. And as you can see right there that I'm a little tight there because I'm missing big blows.
Through the first 3 rounds, Roberto Duran was slightly ahead, and no one really disputed that. In the 4th round, Marvin Hagler began to play catch-up. In the 5th round, one official had it for Duran, one for Hagler, and one even. It wasn't an easy fight to score. Marvin, were you confused by Duran early in the fight? Was his little right hand getting into you? Why weren't you able to be more dominant then?
Well, in the first couple of rounds there, you know, the first round was more or less like a chess and checker. I think the second round was, I kind of figured that he wasn't going to fight the style that we anticipated. Third round, I started putting, we figured that we had to change up our strategy. And I think that's what happened there. I started using more, going more to the right-hand side, catching with right-hand left hooks.
By the 6th round, that strategy was beginning to work very well.
As you see right here, my punches are starting to come off, and I think this round here, I put more pressure on Duran right here, because I seen him starting to huff and puff. He's starting to breathe real heavy on the inside of there. These are the type of shots that I really needed. Just letting the punches come out without being real tight. Just let them out. And as you notice, I was doing a lot better on the right-hand side. And I think this kind of shocked Duran how well that he didn't expect me to fight this type of fight, beating him at his own game. You can see that his punching power, he really had nothing in his punches. So I was able to take chances in there at this time. This is one of my best rounds right here because the punches were really coming out great for me, from either side. But I was more effective on the right-hand side, as you see. As you can see, these punches here, Duran never gets hit by these types of shots here. And this was even amazed Duran. I think right here was the controlling round to see basically who is going to be boss in this fight. And basically right here, I really wanted to see what type of punching power Duran had, and he had nothing.
I feel, man. Good.
He's trying to pin him again.
He's trying to time that right. Throw some uppercuts inside. He's trying to time that, and you come in and throw that straight right hand at you, see? Keep switching right-handed. You feel comfortable right-handed, don't you?
I felt very comfortable right-handed, and it kind of confused Roberto Duran a little bit there. He's playing that waiting game, wait. He's waiting for me to throw out my jab there, and so that he can counter with the quick right hand.
The scoring in the middle rounds was the most controversial. Guy Jutras, the Canadian official, gave Marvin Hagler a 2-point round in the 6th, which seemed excessive. But Marvin Hagler did forge ahead narrowly on all cards by the end of 11th round. The controversy was that it seemed that he had dominated most of those rounds, and he didn't get credit for them. Marvin, you seem to be rolling over Duran in those middle rounds. Why didn't you try to impose your strength and your conditioning on him rather than back off as you did in the 11th round?
Well, first of all, I started getting things going. As you know, in the 6th round, I felt as though it was my best round. We really started putting a strategy together now that I had to go with. And I felt as though that a lot of times in those middle rounds that the bell would end at the wrong times. But the 11th round, it was kind of where I figured that I'll start putting my strategy together, which I was training for 7 hard weeks about. And I figure if I can try to draw leads to get him to sucker in, to make him kind of mad, you know how if you intimidate Duran, you know, he goes off.
If you had it to do all over again, would you jump on him in those rounds now and try to just out-strength him?
Yeah, I would basically, now that I know how to fight Duran, I would put the pressure on him. I would have to punch every second of the rounds. And that's what I have to do. I basically have to put the pressure on him.
By letting up on Duran in that 11th round, he gave him hope and he gave him a rest, and Duran jumped on Hagler in the 12th.
Right here in this round here, the 12th round, Duran would just try to get off a couple rounds with the right hand, and I think that if I catch him with that quick right hand a couple of times, more went in the judge's eye. But basically, I kept the pressure on him, and I tried to get him to throw those punches. I had to find an opening, and the only way that I can be able to counter off of him was for him to get him to throw punches. As you can see, I'm bleeding here in the 12th round, and I thought it was a later round. So you kind of like have to start fighting now. I was a little bit worried about the eye, but I waited to get back to the corner.
Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about the cut or nothing. Understand?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Want a big round this one. That's all. All the rope.
Yep. All right.
As you can see, when I came back out, I was a lot stronger and more determined now to put Duran out of there if I can find the shot before that eye started swelling. And in this is the 15th round, and I was really hurting Duran really bad. Wanted to get one solid shot over because he was breathing through his mouth very heavily. And I just had to concentrate on the body and the head. Making him punch, and that's what so that I can find that opening. This is what Duran wasn't doing in the beginning of the round. He wasn't punching with me. Right here, Duran knew that he wasn't stronger than me. And he's not used to being hit like this. He couldn't understand it, and his punching power had no effect on me. And I tried to tell him right here that this fight here that I knew I had at least 11 rounds of this fight here, and told him that he wasn't nothing. He's a bad sportsman, so now I'm trying to tell him, how do you like it?
Duran won both the 12th and 13th rounds, and that put him ahead on 2 of the official scorecards. That brought us to the 14th and 15th rounds, which Marvin Hagler swept convincingly. Marvin, did you really feel you were behind going into the 14th round, or were you just afraid you might be behind?
No, I felt as though that I was winning every round from there on, except the 11th round where again, I told you where we started dancing, but there was no punches thrown in that round at all, so I couldn't really see how they gave Duran that round. The 13th round, I think that's when I got the headbutt from Duran, and my eye kind of started swelling. Basically, then I knew that I would really have to end this fight either quicker so that my eye wouldn't, block my vision.
After this fight, the aura of invincibility that had been on you before no longer seems to be there. Do you feel that's a good thing for you, or not a good thing?
Well, it could, maybe it could mean a bigger payday for me to get these guys to come out of hiding. But it also showed the world that I could do 15 rounds very strong. And as you know, the 14 to 15 round, just behind being in Vegas, it gets you a little skeptical out there. So I knew that I had to pour it on just to be more decisive with my favor.
Thank you so much for being with us, marvelous Marvin Hagler. You know, in a sense, Marvin Hagler was in a no-win situation. Had he gone out and knocked out Roberto Duran in 2 or 3 rounds, everyone would have said, see, he just beat up a bloated lightweight. By going the distance and still winning, they were saying, see, he's not really that good. How do you win? Well, you win by winning. And in this fight, in a sense, both fighters did win. Roberto Duran gave the best he could. He tried very hard to win. He was in it for 15 rounds. The champion did what he had to do to win. So we did have, in the end, a real celebrity bash. And now let's go back to ringside in Puerto Rico.
All right, thank you very much, Larry. And let's talk for a moment about the fight that we saw in Las Vegas. A lot of the press, really, during the course of the week said, what'd you think of the fight? They didn't think too much of it. Frankly, I thought it was a fighter's fight, a tactical fight.
I thought it was a very tactical fight, Barry. Mainly on the part of Roberto Duran. Duran made it very difficult